Hi, Victoria.
Hi, sorry. Zoom life. We cut it out there, but I'm here.
Okay, awesome. Well, I'm so glad that you're here with us today.
Yes,
Um,
thank you.
you're such an accomplished woman. So many talents that you have. So let's tell people all the good stuff about you. What is it that you can tell us about your background leading up to what you're doing today?
Yeah, from a young age, I've always been very passionate about the arts, and I've carried that with me my whole life. So from an early age, I was obsessed with dance. Dance was everything. It was what I breathed when I woke up and I was dancing all the time. So my early years were actually really focused about I had amazing parents who saw that in me, so fostered that passion for my dance. So I actually spent most of my early years as a professional dancer, and around the age of 20, I unfortunately had a life-changing accident. I was performing on stage in a ballet with a ballet company, was dropped on my back from my with my partner over his head and slipped 3 vertebrae in my spine. Uh,
Ooh,
so that was the abrupt end, unfortunately, to like my professional dance career, and big smack in the face of dedicating all my life to this one thing. So it was a really hard dose of reality of, things can be taken from you so quick. So I didn't lose my passion. That passion kind of changed and transformed into another art form, which I believe is really just like creating things, stuff, events. And I actually met my business partner now 10 years ago. We were both on the dance team at the University of Toronto. We eventually became co-captains together and started just doing small fundraising events while we were in university, with a lot of dance and music and all those things that we both loved doing so much. And we really just realized we had a knack for bringing people together, inspiring people to, reach above and beyond themselves, and of course give back to charities through these big events. So that was kind of that shift from my dancer self to, the what I'm doing now, which I'll dive into more, which is City Moguls, but really just from a deep love of the arts and bringing together people around the arts and entertainment. Yeah, still teach dance to kids.
that's
On the side.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Victoria, that takes a lot of fortitude of will to overcome what you've been through. I mean, not only your body recovering, but your whole recovery of plan, your life trajectory just changed, right?
Yeah.
But in that situation, you found a new purpose,
Yeah.
and that's really truly amazing.
Yeah, thank you. And I mean, I empathize for I'm in my 30s now, and I still suffer from that injury. It's a part of who I am, and it's taken a long time to just accept that it's a part of this body that I'm in for this lifetime, and just learning to manage it. So, I think a lot of people go through parts of their life and they let it get them down, and they're like, why me? Why do I have this or that, this physical ailment? And we all have things that we suffer with and have to overcome, and it's a big part of it is just acceptance and learning to live with it.
Right, acceptance, and then moving forward with what has been handed to
Yeah.
you, and then that becomes a blessing to others. And
Yeah.
I can see that through your shining example. So
Yeah.
what do you teach? What type of dance do you teach children?
I do it really just for fun. But I teach jazz, ballet, tap to kids, and it's been a great constant in my life, like something that's always there for me to share because I put so much time and energy into it. So I just love fostering that passion in young kids. So I'm just, it's something I love to do. By no means is it my career, but just something I love to do on the side. Mhm.
Fantastic, fantastic.
Yeah.
So now you're involved in something. You have a partner that you work with this company called City Moguls. So tell me a little bit about your co-founder. I believe it's Danny,
Yeah.
and a little bit about the premise of City Moguls.
Yeah. So Danny and I, like I mentioned earlier, we met about 10 years ago while we were in our university young adult days, and we started doing events together, producing them. And we eventually launched our own event planning company where we were hired to do events for all sorts of clients. And while we were on that journey, we kind of saw a gap in the event space. And it was really in entrepreneurship. This was back in 2016 when entrepreneurship wasn't so like trendy. I feel like it's like it's like the cool thing to do now. But back in 2016, we really saw when we would go to events like networking events or like events where you're trying to meet new people and expand your network, we just found them so dull, so drab. We were like, oh my God, here we go, another awkward conversation.
Pass
And
out the business cards, and you don't really make those like soulful connections. It's just like, here's my card, here's my card.
right, right. And we knew we were onto something. We knew the power of arts and entertainment and how much it can transform a person in like a few hours. So we put our heads together and we're like, we want to create something that is a celebration of entrepreneurship. These people who are building incredible businesses, we want to celebrate them. We want to give back to charity through this big event. And we want to bring the entrepreneurial community together and like create an experience for them to connect that's never been done before.
Mhm.
So in 2016, we put on the first ever Mogul Awards, and it's a celebration of Canadian entrepreneurs in a fashion show for charity. So Canada's top entrepreneurs walk the runway for charity. We throw in dance, music, cocktails, food, all the bells and whistles. And it's really, that's our root of how we started this one event. And it really just took off in Toronto and got so much buzz, and we haven't looked back since.
Well, that's an amazing success story. And
Yeah.
with everything that we're going through now, the pivot, the ultimate pivot of all businesses and all organizations,
Mhm.
because of the pandemic, how are things going to be different for you for the next award show?
Yeah, I mean, so we started with this one event and really quickly into building this event, we saw that we were really building a community of entrepreneurs. So we did start to do more smaller events. We had a summit going on, a retreat going on. And of course, when March hit, when the pandemic hit, everything we were planning to do is in person. So we drastically, like, I'm one of those people that can't sit still. So I was not the type to sit and wait it out. I was like, we got to do something. So we had always had plans to do stuff online. It just wasn't our focus. So we really just took action and put forward programming virtually for our community. And it's been wild to see how much it's grown because we can people can participate from wherever they are. It's not just
Yeah.
Toronto anymore. So we're expanding to Vancouver, Ottawa, and we're starting to get people from the States. So it's really exciting to see how much more connected we can get with our community by being virtual. It is a benefit for sure.
Absolutely. I mean, you must have had those moments, Victoria, like I had, of reflection and thinking, okay, there's got to be something good that is happening through this experience. And yes, as you just alluded to, really feeling like a lot closer to people internationally through the internet. It really brought us together through
Mhm.
these virtual experiences, just very similar to what we're having right now. So that was a huge like eye opener for me, and I'm thinking, yeah, I'm so grateful for that, and many other lessons I learned. But I wanted
Mhm.
to ask you, through the changes that you've been through in your experiences, what has the biggest transformation for you? How's your life transformed the most through everything you've gone through?
I would say growing up as a woman in the world, especially in North America, especially being in like a especially with my passion being for dance being connected to so much of how I look, and it's such a physical,
It
it's
is.
so its success is built on how you look, what your body type is like, it's such a physical thing. So I think for me, the biggest transformation, and I really do have to thank the pandemic for giving me time to do this, is I have just been on a hamster wheel, and I feel like I'm not the only one to say this. I have been on like a go 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 mode for the last 30 years,
Yeah.
and it took a pandemic to slow me down and take a look inside and process like old wounds and things that I went through in my dance career, such hurtful things, not getting gigs because I had freckles, or not
I
get
have freckles.
you know getting turned
People
down
love
because,
freckles.
yeah, getting turned down for a job opportunity because, like, my thighs touched. Like, there's so much as a woman that we have to unlearn. And a lot of it I had just ingrained into who I was. So, especially for me this year, it's been a lot of unlearning, like, such terrible things that our society puts on us as women, that we think we need to be beautiful, right? It's just
Absolutely.
it's just bonkers when you really start to dive into that
It
whole
is it
psyche.
is bonkers. It is bonkers. And you know what, like you said something so beautiful about unlearning all these blueprints of society, right? I mean, I have them too. I mean, the height I have, the build I have, and then you're coming across a standard that is still there, as much as there's an illusion of progression. They're still like, okay, well, you have to look this way, sound this way, act this way in order to have the stamp of approval. And very often I don't meet a lot of those standards. So you have to really have an intrinsic value of
Yeah,
who you are to say like, I'm still okay whether you like it or not.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
so like you said, I use this time too wisely to really reflect and to unlearn, just like you
yeah.
did.
And
Because you don't
I
realize
really
you're all there, until you have all this time to think about it.
I know, and I just it's I think if people really look at this time as a gift to really look inward and and figure out who you really are, it's amazing how much more things come to you and how much people receive you better when you're just being yourself. Like, I even on social media over the last 6 months, I've shown up as a much more authentic, real version of myself. And I've been able to connect so much more authentically with the people that are following me or part of my life. So,
Absolutely. And people need that. They need connection so much, but they don't. I think everybody's patience has run thin with the superficial, those who are showing up with like glitz and glam, but no real substance. I don't think
yeah,
anybody has much time left for that anymore. So they
yeah,
really want to connect with people like yourself,
yeah.
and
Now's the
and
time.
thing
Mhm.
people like the show because it's really, taking the mask off and showing who you really are. And people want to connect with your heart. So I applaud you for, taking up that torch of just showing
Yeah.
like
Thank you. I
who
feel like
you
it's
really
my
are.
duty. I feel like it's my duty as well, leading a community, that I need to be able to stand on my own 2 feet and be proud of the person I am, and
Yes.
its flaws and its strengths. So, um Yeah.
Yeah, it's a wonderful thing. So tell me, what is next for you? The end of the year, anything happening, or any prospects for 2021 that we should know about?
Yeah, so I mean, it's been an amazing year for City Moguls. We've been doing online workshops, webinars. We have a mastermind program going on called Mogul Cruise. So for any entrepreneurs out there who are really looking to connect with other entrepreneurs and help each other out with their businesses, this is a super transformational program. I'm really excited for the holidays. We're doing, it's technically our 5th anniversary. So we're doing a holiday soiree on December 16th. It's free. Anyone can come. So
I'll be there.
super excited about that. We can dress fancy from the top up. Why not, right? So we're going to have a pitch competition there for startup entrepreneurs, networking, prizes, all the bells and whistles. So really excited about that. And for 2021, we're just going to continue to expand the community virtually and just be a constant. I think that's been what our community has been so grateful of, is we haven't given up on them. Like we are continuing to offer programming and experiences for them, regardless of what's going on in the world, and giving them opportunities to continue to network and connect with other people, which is really hard to do right now. So we're not going anywhere. We're gonna keep going, even if we're in lockdown again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. I really appreciate your candor. I really love seeing what you're doing online. It's a wonderful thing. Sorry if my dog is having a moment in the background, but I'm
Work
home.
from home life.
I'm home. I really appreciate everything that you've done so far, and everything you will be doing, and taking the time to share that. So tell us how people can meet with you online.
Yeah, I mean, head to citymoguls.com to subscribe to our newsletter, come to some of our free events that are coming up in December. If you want to have a virtual coffee with me, I love doing those. My email's victoria@citymoguls.com. So would love to connect.
Awesome. Thank you so much. You've been watching the Nikki Clarke Show with our very special guest, the co-founder of City Moguls, Victoria Marshman. So please reach out to her online. She has wonderful pearls of wisdom to share with you about entrepreneur life. All right, Victoria, thank you again. And I look forward to your event coming up very soon in December.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity, Nikki.
You're welcome. All the best, everyone. Stay safe, stay strong. Bye for now.
Yay.